welcome back. My name is Marium. Pronouns are she, her. I am with the Twitch team, and here I have some special guests with me, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hey, I'm Steve. I'm dressed as Ness. Oh, sorry.
I'm Marcus. I'm dressed as the engineer from Team Fortress 2.
And I'm Leah. I'm dressed as PS1 Lara Croft.
Awesome. For the folks who are watching, do you want to tell us a little bit about Seattle staple, the 8-bit brass band?
Yeah, so we're a local brass band that operates in the honk community, which is a community of brass band players. All of them have their own special little niche and style. Ours is video games, anime, Saturday morning cartoons, movies, anything nerd culture. We do cosplay as our stage uniform, and you can often find us playing outside or sometimes inside many of the local cons that we have here in Seattle.
Awesome. So we're lucky enough to get some of your performance on stream. We did try, but I was lucky enough also to see it live. Kind of like we talked about what 8-bit brass band is, but do you want to go into the history of when you all got together? How did that happen?
Sure. So the history actually starts in a band called D20 Brass Band, where the core group that ended up forming 8-bit ended up starting out and kind of getting this idea, hey, we could play on the street, play nerdy music. And so, yeah, shout out to Steven Dyer that started that. Over time, some of us left the band, and we were doing some other things that weren't nerdy related, kind of pop music, New Orleans second line style. And when D20 Brass Band ended up getting disbanded, we ended up deciding, no, Seattle needs that nerdy music. So we took that core and played some of the music, and then started growing and expanding and playing on the streets, playing at cons, playing outside of cons, playing for doggies in Volunteer Park, which we just did today at a little costumed pet parade. And here we are now. So we started around March 2017, and so we've been going strong ever since then, except for a little bit of a hiatus during the pandemic.
So did the pandemic affect how long you were playing, or was it like a large gap in between, or were you like scared of would we be able to ever play again? How did you navigate that? I know I'm filling that question.
It was lockdown was a big blow to the entire music scene. I personally know people whose livelihood is teaching and playing music, and they got hit really hard. For our band personally, we just kind of took a sabbatical, I guess. We had no other choice. We tried to do something where we were going to either live stream or record a video and put it out on the internet, but that didn't happen. But once lockdown was starting to wind down a little bit, the local brass community rallied and did our yearly festival, Honk Fest, for the first time in a year and a half or 2 years, and the outpouring of support from the community and from just the people in Seattle was really, really cool to see. Like, you could tell that people had been missing something, and they were just so happy to see live music in Seattle again.
I bet it was like a sense of going back to the normalcy that everyone was looking forward to.
It really was. We were talking about it at the time, and it really felt, for us, it felt cathartic to be able to play and perform again, but we felt it from the audience, too. When you're performing, you really get energy from the audience, and we could really, really feel it. People were like, oh my God, I can listen to live music again. This feels a little bit normal.
So talking about your performances, how do you create an environment where it's supportive and you're performing, while you're performing, you're also creating that supportive environment, because your band is big. You have a lot of people, as we saw yesterday, and so how do you balance all of that?
Do you want to answer this, Steve?
I would love to hear Marcus's take on it, because Marcus is one of our new people, and although not new to the honk scene at all. And I would love to hear your take on that.
So I just joined this band around the time of PAX West. That was my first gig with this group, and so only a month or two. And joining this band, I was just immediately the comfort in the band was apparent. Any of the rehearsals that I attended when I was trialing out this group was very well organized. There was very clear communication between the people who are running the rehearsals, the people who are playing in them. In between different sections, everyone had very mutual respect for each other. Not really any cliques or anything like that. And that really made it a warm and welcoming environment for me to come and be myself and engage in my nerdery with this group.
Marcus, I'm gonna throw you on the spot a little bit and ask, how did you join 8-Bit? And if anyone is interested, how can they join 8-Bit as well?
I joined 8-Bit by sending an email to, I believe, 8bitbrassband@gmail.com.
Yes, I am the membership director. That's where all those emails go.
And once they received that, they let me know when I could attend a rehearsal. I attended 3 rehearsals as a trial period to figure out if I liked being in the group and also if the group liked being with me. And once we had that mutual understanding and we all liked playing with each other, I was invited to be part of the band.
That's awesome. It sounds like you all are communicating and making sure everyone feels welcome, but also making sure, it's both ways rather than just one way. My next question is, do you all have any favorite costumes or songs or gigs or past performances that you want to talk about?
I'm going to keep the mic for a moment.
Go ahead.
My very first gig with this band at PAX West, I'm obviously the engineer from Team Fortress 2, and at that first event where I debuted this cosplay for the first time ever, one of the voice actors from that game approached me in the middle of our set just to compliment my playing and how we all sounded and how my cosplay looked. Just right in the middle of when we were playing, and it was a wonderful moment.
I bet. It's those memories that you just really hold on to for a long time.
Yeah, my favorite cosplay is the one that I'm currently wearing right now. This is brand new. This is the first time I've worn it at a con, and the second time I've worn it for a performance. And I'm having so much fun with this, and everyone else seems to be having a lot of fun with it too. Probably one of my favorite gigs that I'd ever done was we got the opportunity to fly down to New Orleans and play in one of the early Mardi Gras parades called Chewbacca's. It's a science fiction and fantasy themed parade. You have several parades leading up to Fat Tuesday and the actual Mardi Gras parade, and they're one of the first during the Mardi Gras season. And we got invited to come down and not only play the parade marching through the French Quarter, but we got the opportunity to play at a couple local venues as well. So that was just a dream come true, having played trumpet since high school, and actually getting to go down to New Orleans and play in a large brass band was a life goal. Checked off the list.
Yeah, one of the things I really like is just the small moments that happen in interacting with the community. We weren't even performing, we were just standing, waiting around, and another nest came up and kind of deadpan said PK Fire and then tossed a little spicy cinnamon candy at me, kind of just bounced off me, and I just grabbed it and we had a laugh, and then he moved on. And I just, as someone who's introverted, being able to share something with folks that can be kind of an icebreaker to interact and also have music itself be a way that I can very kind of not introvertedly communicate with people is really great.
Awesome. That sounds all like a lot of dreams come true, and also the smaller interactions are definitely very meaningful. I could say the same thing for GGC and why I'm still here. Question for those who are actually then interested in having you perform. So, how does GGC? How could someone or an organization like GGC reach out to you and ask you to perform at a certain venue, at a certain convention, at a certain event, etc.
Go to 8bitbrassband.com and our email is there, or hit us up on socials and share the idea. We try and respond as fast as we can, and we get very excited about all of the possibilities of gigs that people bring to us.
Great. Last question is that is there anything you want to say to those watching?
So I just want to give a shout out to the local honk community. It's our local community of nerdy band nerds who never quite grew out of high school and just wanted to keep on playing their instruments. And we hold a festival every year called Honk Fest West. And it's usually held in about early June or somewhere around there. You can find it at honkfestwest.org. And if you're someone who played an instrument in high school, or you haven't played your instrument in a while, it's collecting dust, half the community is people who stopped playing their instrument for a while, but really want to get back into it. And the community is so welcoming to people who want to get back into playing music again. Like I said, we're just one of many, many bands that all have their own niche. There's Filthy Femcore, which is all femme and non-binary people. You have Chaotic Noise, which is sort of like the punk rock brass band. Is there any other bands that come to mind?
Neon Brass Party.
Yes.
Neon Brass Party is a band. That is good. I went to my first Honk Fest West in 2020 and did not know what honk was at the time. Now I'm in 3 different honk bands, including this one that I would not have known about without going to that event. Please support it.
Just in general, I would love to say that if anyone has an idea of some creative endeavor or something, like, hey, I wish someone would go do that out in the world, consider that it is you that could do that thing, and try it out, gather some friends, and go for it. This didn't magically happen like we were hatched in a brass band.
Hatching.
Yeah.
With your brass instrument.
And so just
No one else did that?
wow. No. Oh, that sounds. That's an interesting origin story there.
You hopped out of your egg with a saxophone and a clarinet.
So just go for it. If you got an idea, go for it. What's the worst that can happen? You'll learn and get to try the next thing.
All right. I mean, you never know until you try. So
Exactly.
You really have to put yourself out there in order to achieve something. Do you want to do your socials and website shout out real quick for those watching?
Absolutely.
Oh, sure.
Yep. Once again, our website is 8bitbrassband.com. 8 is the number 8. And you can find us mostly on Facebook and Instagram. Those are our 2 most active accounts. And the tag is at 8bitbrass. I'm sorry, at 8bitbrassband.
Awesome. Great. I'm going to wrap it up. So upcoming, we actually have at 3:30, we have the Surviving the Zombie Apocalypse, Res style, an exploration of the way Indigenous knowledge, science, weaponry, and values help Indigenous communities survive in the aftermath of their own apocalyptic realities, and now how it has prepared them to survive anything, especially zombies. Then at 5, we're going to be back with a special comedic performance by our friend Valerie Vega and the Geek Comedy Seattle. All right, thanks for watching. And
Thank you.